Hey, what's up guys, it's DarkArmedDuelist, and today I'm going to be doing a debut deck profile of Abyss Actors. Now this deck is a really fun deck to play around with if you're just getting into pendulums. It does a lot of different pendulum summons in this deck, like different mechanics and stuff like that. I really love the deck because it's just awesome artwork, whimsical like names to the cards like Funky Comedian and stuff like that. It's just a really fun deck to play. Now I'm doing this a little bit differently because I usually don't do a lot of pendulum decks on my channel, I've noticed. So we're going to do this today, and it's going to be a debut deck profile, and I hope you guys like, comment, subscribe, and hit that bell down there so you can become a part of the notification squad, and let's get straight on into this. So first off, we're going to play 3 copies of the essential boss monster of the deck, and 3 copies of Abyss Actor Superstar. Now when this card is summoned, when it's normal or special summon, your opponent's spell and trap cards effects cannot be activated. And then once per turn, you can set one Abyss script directly from your deck, but it is sent to the graveyard during the end phase. And its pendulum summon, or its pendulum effect, is once per turn, you can tribute an Abyss Actor monster, target an Abyss script spell in your grave, and add it to your hand. So it's a really, probably one of the best Abyss Actors in the entire deck. And its pendulum scale is 3. So then we're going to play 1 copy of Evil Heal. Basically, Evil Heal is just kind of a 3k beat stick. It's a little hard to pendulum summon him out with him being a level 8, because usually this deck doesn't go above 8 on its pendulum scales. The only one that does that helps it go above that is Wild Hope. But it's good for a pendulum effect too, because once per turn you can tribute an Abyss Actor monster and target an opponent's monster, and that monster loses attack equal to the tributed monster, which is pretty cool. And then if it's on the field, if it's normal or special summon, you can target a monster your opponent controls. It loses 1,000 attack for each Abyss Actor monster you currently control until the end phase of this turn. And when it destroys an opponent's monster by battle, you can target an Abyss script in your grave and then set it. Pretty cool thing. And the cool thing about this is your Abyss scripts actually gain more effects from being destroyed than actually activated. Then we're playing 3 copies of the new card, which is Mellow Madonna. I absolutely love her effect. You can pay 1,000 life points to add an Abyss Actor Pendulum monster from your deck to your hand, except another copy of herself. Also, you cannot special summon a monster for this turn except for her, or except for Abyss Actors, which kind of sucks, but it's not a big deal. When she's on the field, though, she gains 1,000 attack for each Abyss script that's in your grave, and then you can only use one of the following effects per turn. When a pendulum summon monster you control is destroyed by battle, you can special summon this card from your hand, which is cool. So she like replaces one that's been destroyed. And if an Abyss script spell or trap card is activated, you can special summon 1 level 4 lower Abyss Actor Pendulum monster from your deck. Return it to your hand during the end phase. So she kind of searches as well if you can activate like Rise of the Abyss King or something like that. Then the one that I was talking about just a second ago is 3 copies of Wild Hope. Wild Hope is probably my favorite of them all. He can make an Abyss Actor in your other pendulum zone go up to a scale 9, which is pretty cool. It allows you to go into Evil Heal and just about any other Abyss Actor monster that you have, but you can only pendulum summon Abyss Actors for the rest of the turn. And then once per turn, you can make this card gain 100 attack for each Abyss Actor monster you currently control. So he can go up by 600, so he can go to 21. And then you can add, if this card is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can add Abyss Actor monster from your deck to your hand, except another copy of himself. Then I play 3 copies of Curtain Raiser. Curtain Raiser is actually something that other pendulum decks tech into their deck when they are playing like Pendulum Toolbox and stuff like that. Curtain Raiser is interesting because he has a once per duel effect. If there's no monsters on your field, you can special summon this card from your pendulum zone, but you can only do that once per duel. And then its main effect is it gains 1,100 attack if you control no other monsters. And then once per turn, you can send an Abyss script, spell, or trap from your deck to the grave. And then add an Abyss Actor Pendulum monster from your extra deck to your hand. So you kind of gets around that whole Master Rule 4 cannot pendulum summon from the extra deck kind of thing. So you can normal summon him out, grab one from your extra deck, and then pendulum summon all the monsters you need to pendulum summon out to get your overlay plays and link plays and stuff like that. Then I play 3 copies of Abyss Actor Extras. You can, if this card is in your pendulum zone, you can special summon it, but you can only do that once per turn. And then you can tribute this card to place 1 Abyss Actor Pendulum monster from your deck in your pendulum zone, and then for the rest of the turn, you cannot special summon the monsters except Abyss Actors, which kind of sucks, but it's okay. Then we play 2 copies of Sassy Rookie. I love the name of Sassy Rookie. If an Abyss Actor monster you control would be destroyed by battle, you can destroy this card instead. And then it also has a monster effect that ties in with that, that if this card is destroyed in the Pendulum Zone, you can target a level 4 or lower Abyss Actor monster you control, or a level 4 or lower monster your opponent controls, and destroy it. It has an added effect that the first time this card will be destroyed by battle or by card effect, each turn it is not destroyed. And if this card is destroyed by battle or by card effect while it's in your main monster zone, or in a monster zone, is destroyed by an opponent's card effect, you can special summon one level 4 or lower Abyss Actor monster from your deck. So it kind of searches out and special summons any of them that you really need. That's what I really love about this deck. Is like they just keep coming. Like you cannot stop the Abyss Actors. Like they just keep putting more and more and more of them on field, which I know that's what Pendulum decks do, but this deck really excels at that. Then we play 2 copies of Leading Lady. She has to do with effect damage and stuff like that. That once a turn, when you take battle damage from an opponent's attacking monster, you can activate one of the effects. That monster loses attack equal to the damage you took, or you add a face-up Abyss Actor monster from your extra deck to your hand that has less than equal to the damage you took. Then her main monster effect is that once per turn, when battle damage is inflicted, you can target a monster your opponent controls. It loses attack equal to the damage that was inflicted. And then when this card is destroyed by battle or by its monster zone, is destroyed by an opponent's card effect, you can set an Abyss script directly from your deck. Cool thing about this effect is that like if you inflict damage to your opponent by attacking a weaker monster, you can reduce the attack of another monster lower that you normally couldn't get over. Because that's something that Abyss Actors kind of struggle with. They don't really get above 3,000. And it's a little tough to get Evil Heal out on the field anyways. So they really don't get above like 2,500, really. You can get Evil Heal out, but he's a little tough to get out. So that's why we say 2,500. So the extra deck's really where you start getting into like Borreloads and stuff like that. And I actually have a tech in the extra deck that gets us really high that you don't normally play in like Abyss Actors that I've seen. So then I play 1 copy of Comic Relief. If this effect was not during your next standby phase or during your standby phase, it would be a 3 of instantly, but they kind of screwed this card up. And its Pendulum effect is that you can target an Abyss Actor Pendulum monster you control and 1 monster your opponent controls and switch them both, and then destroy this card. Then its main monster effect is that you can take no battle damage from attacks involving this card, and then once per turn during your standby phase, they should have just said once per turn, give control of this card to your opponent, and then once per turn, if control of this face-up card, it changes, activate this effect. The owner of this card destroys 1 set Abyss Script Spell and Trap card on the field. So, like, if you give this to your opponent, they have to pop one of your Abyss Scripts, which is kind of cool. Then I play 1 copy of Trendy Understudy just for its like rank 8 or level 8 or scale 8, excuse me. When a pendulum summon is when you pendulum summon a monster, you can add a level 1 or 8 Abyss Actor monster from your extra deck to your hand, which is kind of cool. Then if you have 2 Abyss Actor cards in your pendulum zone, you contribute this card, special summon 1 level 1 or 8 Abyss Actor monster from your hand to your field, which is kind of cool from your extra deck. So like if you get Evil Heal in your extra deck, you can do that. And it combos well with, it only combos with extras or with Evil Heal. So that's it for the Abyss Actors. Now let's look at the text really quick and I'll show you those and then we'll get into the spells. The monsters are really like where this deck has the majority of its stuff. So we play 3 copies of Chronograph Sorcerer and a Time Gazer Magician. The reason we play this is because like if a Pendulum monster is destroyed, you can special summon him out, or if a card's destroyed, you can special summon him out, and he gets you the Time Gazer Magician, so why not? And the deck usually has a low pendulum scale, so this kind of makes up for it. So that's it for the monsters. Let's get into the spells. So we're going to play 3 copies of Fantastic Theater. Fantastic Theater is absolutely fantastic. It even has fantastic in the name. You reveal an Abyss Actor, basically an Abyss Actor and an Abyss Script in your hand, then you get to add an Abyss Script from your deck to your hand. And then whenever your opponent activates a monster effect, you can change that effect once per turn to destroy a set spell and trap card your opponent controls, which all your Abyss Scripts resolve off of that, which is very, very important. So then we play 3 copies of Rise of the Abyss King. Its activated effect is that you get to target monsters your opponent, target face-up monsters, or target face-up card, or target face-up cards on the field up to the number of attack position Abyss Actors you control with different names. and destroy them. If you control level 7 or higher, which usually you're going to have Superstar on the field quite a lot, your opponent cannot activate effects in response to this. And then if it's destroyed while it's set on the field by an opponent's card effect, you can add 2 Abyss Actor cards and or Abyss scripts from your deck to your hand. Then I play 2 copies of Fire Dragon's Lair. This card like rips cards out of your opponent's extra deck. You can target 1 Abyss Actor monster that you control, and if it destroys an opponent's monster of battle, your opponent banishes 3 monsters from their extra deck, their choice. And if it's destroyed, you can look at your opponent's extra deck and rip a card out of it, which is pretty cool. Then I play 2 copies of Opening Ceremony. Opening Ceremony lets you gain 500 life points for each Abyss Actor monster you control, and if this card is set card in its owner's possession is destroyed, and you have a face-up Abyss Actor Pendulum monster in your extra deck, you can draw cards until you have 5 in your hand, which is amazing. That is crazy. And then I play 2 copies of Abyss Script, Abysstainment. It's the only continuous spell among them. You can treat an Abyss Actor monster, then target an Abyss script spell and trap card in your graveyard and set it to your field, which is cool. And you can only use the effect of it up to twice per turn. And if it's destroyed while you have an Abyss Actor Pendulum monster in your extra deck, you can special summon any number of Abyss Actor Pendulum monsters from your deck. So it's like Hysteric Party almost, the equivalent of that. So that's why I play it. But that's it for the spells, guys. Not very many spells in this deck compared to the monsters. You're going to play a lot more monsters in this deck than anything, especially with the majority of Pendulum decks do that anyways. So then we play 1 copy of Electromite because it's a Pendulum deck. Borosaur because we can Pendulum summon a lot of monsters out and just make it. Borreload, same reason. We need something in this deck that like gives us a punch. Summon Sorceress because it's Summon Sorceress, we might as well. Deco Talker because we might need a little muscle. Unicorn, because we might need to bounce something. Phoenix, might need to pop something. Cerberus, we might need to pop something as well. Wee Witch's Apprentice, because everything's dark, and it's really important. I see myself going into Wee Witch's Apprentice a lot in this deck, because I can summon her out, and then all my Abyss Actors gain 500 attack and events. It makes Superstar go up to 3,000, which is pretty cool when you can summon out, like, 3,000 beat sticks, and then have Wee Witch's Apprentice at 1,900, and it's, like, almost an OTK right there. Underclock Taker, because it's Underclock Taker. Link Rebo, because it goes with extras, because extras is a level 1. I play a Flare Metal in here because Superstars is a level 7, and if you get 2 Superstars on field, you can overlay into this, and then your opponent takes 500 damage for every card, and that's really, really good, because a lot of people do a lot of effects. And then I play the Utopia package, which is Lightning, Utopia the Lightning, S-Utopia, S39 Utopia Prime, and then Utopia, so we can have a big punch in the deck, because we have Leading Lady, Wild Hope, Sassy Rookie, and we have a couple of other, and Curtain Raiser. Those are the 4 level 4s in this deck that you can summon off, and go into a link or a rank 4. If you don't have Utopia the Lightning, you can put any other 3 rank 4s in this position, but I do recommend something maybe like Baguska or something like that. But if you don't have it, if you do have Utopia the Lightning, I highly recommend it. So anyways, guys, that's it for the deck profile. I really hope you enjoyed this one. I really enjoyed taking this one. I wish we still had Astrograph Sorcerer. That card, you know, I didn't find, and I know I'm going to get like a bunch of flack for this, but I did not find Astrograph Sorcerer that bad. I enjoyed splashing him in a bunch of things, and I wish that they would bring him back. And maybe hit like Harmonizing Magician or something like that. But anyways, guys, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Hit that bell down there so you can become a part of the notification squad as well. See you later, guys. DarkArmedDuelist out.